good evening, everyone. Online, is my voice is audible to you all? Can you confirm in
Yes.
chat box
Yeah.
as well as screen? Clear for all of you?
Yes.
Yes. So before going to start, let me ask you one question. What is the purpose of DevOps and why we are learning DevOps? Anybody has any idea? So whether it is right or wrong, you need to be answered. So this section is going to be the interactive from the day one to till the end. Okay, now. So what is the purpose of DevOps and why we are learning DevOps? Online. You can unmute and answer. No issue. So whether it is right
For an application,
for the application,
I mean,
Development, sir.
to
Software development cycle
yeah.
can be easily approached by using DevOps.
great. So any alternative answers?
By hosting the web applications, we can use DevOps.
Okay. Super. Next. So I think Priya is speaking, so I'm not getting your sound. Sorry for this. So now let me tell you with simple example. So let's say, for suppose, if you are there, if you are trying to book a packet of biryani. So let's say this is my biryani. Okay, na? So majorly if I want to book a packet of biryani, I am having two applications. What are they? Swiggy and then Zomato I am having. So Swiggy and then Zomato. So from the same restaurant, same packet of biryani, Swiggy is showing to deliver like it is going to deliver in 30 minutes. How many minutes? 30 minutes. So from the same restaurant, same packet of biryani, Zomato is showing 30 minutes. Swiggy is showing like 1 hour. Okay, now how many hours? 1 hour. So which one we will choose?
Zomato.
Zomato. Why Zomato? So fastest delivery, right? Yeah. In the same manner, if you want to create any application or any software, DevOps is the fastest way as well as efficient manner. Not only for the creation, to release the software also into the market, DevOps is the fastest way. Clear? Online clear for all of you. Why DevOps? So I think Priya is speaking. I'm not getting the voice. So you can type Priya.
No, sir, I'm not speaking.
Okay. So no issue. So now, why DevOps? I'm repeating again. If you want to create any software or if you want to release any software into the market, DevOps is the fastest way as well as efficient manner. Clear? So then next. So if you want to create any software, if you want to release any software, or if you want to create any application, we need to follow the life cycle called SDLC. What is it? SDLC. Nothing but software development life cycle. What is it? Software development life cycle. We are humans, right? We have human life cycle. In the same manner, for the software also having a life cycle called SDLC, Software Development Life Cycle. So to ensure the humans, so let's say we need two members, right? So we need men and women. In the same manner, for the software development life cycle also, we need two teams. How many teams? Two teams. One was the development team. So second was the operational team. What is it? Operational team. So testing team also is the file. Okay, now what are they? Development team as well as operational team. So see here. So I'm having the two teams. One was the development team. So the second was the operational team. So the things that are done by the development team, what they do? They do plan, code, build, as well as test, deploy, operate, and then monitor. Okay, now, so totally how many steps we are having? We are having the 7 steps. Okay, now, so totally we are having 2 teams. One was the development team, one was the operational team. So the things that are done by the development team, what they will do? They will do plan, code, build, test. And operational team, what they will do? They will do deploy, operate, and then monitor they will do. So let us discuss one by one. What is meant by plan? What is meant by code? What is meant by build, test, deploy, operate, and then monitor? Let us discuss one by one. So the first thing is about plan, right? Now, what is meant by plan? So let me give one example. So let's say if you are trying to construct a building, you are trying to construct a building, we need one plan, right? So how many stairs we are going to be create? Okay, now. So how many workers we are going to be implement in our building? What is the timeline for our building? What is the money for our building? Okay, now. So what type of materials we are going to be used in our building? So these all are the plan, right? In the same manner, if you want to create an application, first we need to be have a plan. Okay, now. So let's say I'm going to create a Paytm application. So this is my Paytm application. First one, name of the application. So next, how many services we are going to be implement in our Paytm application? So here services are nothing but recharge, bank transactions, movie tickets, train tickets, as well as bus tickets. These all are the services. So first one, name of the application. Next one, services. So then next, what type of technology we are going to use? So let's say we are having the number of technologies, like we are having the .NET, we are having the Java, we are having the Python. Okay, now which type of technology we are going to use in our Paytm application? So then next, how many developers we are going to be implement in our Paytm application? Nothing but dev team. Okay, now totally I'm going to implement 5 developers. So then next, what is the budget of our application? Money. So based on the money, we are going to choose the cloud. So either it is AWS or Azure. I will guide you how to choose that one. So then next, what is the timeline for our application? What is the timeline for our application? These all are the plan. Clear for all of you? Online. Clear for all of you. What is meant by plan? You can confirm me in chat box as well. So what about the others? Or do I need to repeat it again? I can repeat number of times. So this is gonna be the interactive session. Great. So then next, once the plan is done, after plan, what we are having? We are having the code. What we are having? So let's say this is my plan, right? So in my plan, I'm going to create the Paytm application. In that Paytm application, totally I'm having the 5 services. So totally I have implemented development team 5 members. Okay, na? So totally I have chosen the Java language. Okay, na? Yeah, anything is fine. So totally we have chosen the Java. Okay, now so whatever the development team I have involved in the planning phase, these 5 developers are going to write the code according to my requirements. So here, what is my requirements? My requirements: recharge, bank transactions, movie tickets, train tickets, as well as bus tickets, right? These all are the my requirements. Whatever the development team I have involved in the planning phase, these 5 developers are going to write the code according to my requirements. Nothing but code. Okay, now. So I want to add one more point here. So as a DevOps engineer, we are not going to write any code here. So it is going to be the 100% free of code. Okay, now. So whatever the development team we have involved, those development team will write the code. That's it. Online clear for all of you? What is meant by code? So what about the others? I need a response, guys. So the next offline clear. So after code, what we are having? We are having the build. Okay, now after code, what we are having? We are having the build. Now, what is meant by build? So let's say, so whatever the developers I have involved in the planning phase, these 5 developers are going to write the code. After writing the code, so totally how many developers we are having? We are having the 5 developers, right? So let us split 2, 2, and then 1. Okay, now. So the first 2 developers has been written code for the front end part of our application. Front end part. Okay, now front end. So next 2 developers has been written code for the services for our application. So recharge, bank transactions, nothing but backend. Okay, now. So remaining 1 developer has been written code for the database. DB. Okay, now. So arranging the pieces of code together called build. Arranging the pieces of code together called build. And also in this phase only, our high level language, nothing but mission understandable language, high level language will convert into the mission understandable language, nothing but binary level language. Okay, now. So actually, our code was written in the human readable language, right? Mission can't understand the human readable language. Mission or nothing but the server. Server can't understand the human readable language. So they only know the binary level language, nothing but zeros and ones. Only they know. So in the build phase only, it is going to convert human readable language into the mission understandable language, nothing but binary level language. So nothing but build, guys. So only clear for all of you, what is meant by build? Offline. So what about this online? Clear for all of you, what is meant by build? So then next, after build, what we are having? We are having the test, right? Now, what is meant by test? So test is nothing but, so let's say, totally we have created the Paytm application. What we have created? We have created the Paytm application. This is my Paytm application. In that Paytm application, we are having the 5 services: recharge, bank transactions, movie tickets, train tickets, as well as bus tickets. So let's say one of our user is trying to access the Paytm application. In that also, he is trying to access the bank transactions. Let's say. So he know, right, how much amount was there in his bank account. So ultimately he know. So let's say he is having 1 lakh. How much the amount was? 1 lakh. But when he is trying to access my Paytm application, that to bank transaction, it is showing only 1000 rupees. This is gonna be the bug, right? This is gonna be the error, right? So these type of bugs, this type of errors has been resolved in the testing part. Has been resolved in the testing part. But who will do testing? Ultimately, we have QA team. Nothing but testers will do the test here. Okay, now. So after test, what we are having? We are having the deploy. Now, what is meant by deploy? Deploy is nothing but, so let's say whatever the 100% test cases passed code. I am repeating again, 100% test cases passed code, placing those code in the server. Placing those code in the server is nothing but deployment. What is it? Deployment. Nothing but deploy. Okay, na? So I'll clear for all of you. What is meant by deploy? Deploy is nothing but whatever the 100% test cases passed code, placing those code in the server is nothing but a deployment. Deploy. So then next. So I'll clear for all of you. So after deploy, what we are having? We are having the operate. Now, what is meant by operate? So let me give one scenario. So once I have deployed my Paytm application over the server. So let's say this is my server. So in my server, I am having the Paytm application. What we are having? Paytm application. So let's say my server capacity is about 100 members. How many members? 100 members. So once the users are accessing my application from the servers, users are 100 plus members. User requests are 100 plus members. So ultimately, at some point of time, my server is going to be down or not? Ultimately, it is going to be down because it is getting the more than its capacity. My server is going to be down. So making the availability of 24/7, my server as well as my application is nothing but operate. What is it? Operate. Clear? What is meant by operate? So online clear for all of you. So then next. So after operate, what we are having? We are having the monitor. Now, what is meant by monitor? So let's say once I have deployed my application over the server. So ultimately users are trying to access it. So again, the same example, this is my server. So in my server, I am having the Paytm application. Users are trying to access my application from the server. So when the users are trying to access, ultimately my server's utilizations, nothing but CPU as well as RAM, is going to be increased or not? Ultimately, it is going to be increased. So let's say at some point of time, it crosses the threshold value, crosses the mount value. Okay, now so again my server is going to be down. So monitoring the CPU as well as RAM utilizations are nothing but monitor. Okay, monitoring the CPU as well as RAM utilizations are nothing but monitor. So totally we have done with the 7 points. So see here. So we have done with the plan, code, build, as well as test, deploy, operate, and then monitor. We have done. So anybody has any doubts over these 7 points? No doubts on there? So online, any doubts up to now? So then next. So totally we have done with our application. So development team has done their part. Operational team are doing their jobs well. But where is the DevOps involvement here? Where is the DevOps involvement? Okay. So let's say once we have deployed our application in the server, my application has been failed. My application has been failed. My application is not working in the production level. So once our application has been failed in the production level, ultimately there will be a lot of confusion between development team as well as operational team. Let us discuss the confusion between development team as well as operational team. Okay. So let's say once our application has been failed in the production level, operational team will say to the development team, what they will say, our application has been failed, our application contains bugs, our application contains errors, our application contains vulnerabilities. This type of silly reasons, operational team will say to the development team. But development team, what they will say, whatever the 100% test cases passed code we have given to you, you haven't performed operation well. So that's the reason our application has been failed. So now to avoid this confusion, to break this confusion, we have DevOps. What we are having? We are having the DevOps. So as we can see here in the DevOps, the first 3 letters represent dev, nothing but development team. And the last 3 letters represent ops, nothing but operational team. Together called DevOps. So this team is going to be involved in the both the teams. development team as well as operational team. So online clear for all of you. So then next, what we are having? We are having the DevOps lifecycle. So this DevOps lifecycle represent one symbol. What is it? Anybody has any idea? Infinity. Wait. So what is meant by infinity? Sorry, never ending. Huh? Sorry, nothing. Zero. So online, what is meant by infinity?
Contact title is more than the
Unlimited.
39 characters, so might be the chances.
Okay.
It's continuity process.
DevOps has also the continuity process, nothing but a never-ending process. Let me tell you. DevOps, yeah, tell me. Yeah, let me tell you why DevOps has the never-ending process. So totally, we have created the Paytm application, right? So this is my Paytm application. Let me change the color. So this is my Paytm application. In that Paytm application, totally how many services we are having? We are having the 5 services: recharge, bank transactions, movie tickets, train tickets, as well as bus tickets. So let's say this is my version 1. Okay, now this is my version 1 of Paytm application. To create my version 1 of Paytm application, what I have done? I have done the plan, right? We have done the plan, we have done the code, we have done the build, we have done the test. Now also we have done deploy, operate, and then monitor. So there will be another phase called release. Okay, now as of now, you can ignore this one. I will tell what is meant by release. So to create my Paytm application version 1, what I have done? I have done the plan, code, build, test, deploy, operate, and then monitor. We have done. So let's say after some time, Paytm owner has come up with a new idea. What he is saying means, so my Paytm application is booming in the world. I want to upgrade from version 1 to version 2. So if you are upgrading from version 1 to version 2, we need to implement the new features. So in world, what we are having 5 features. So in version 2, I'm having 7 features. Let's say old 5 to new. Okay, now so to create 2 new features, what I need to do? I need to do plan, code, build, test, deploy, operate, and then monitor. So for example, 2 new features are metro tickets, DTH. So to create metro tickets as well as DTH, I need to do plan or not. We need to write the code or not. We need to build again, we need to test again, we need to deploy again, operate, and then monitor we need to do again. So again, if I want to upgrade from version 2 to version 3, in version 3, I need to implement 2 new features again. Not only for the 2, so we can implement as we our wish. So let's say in version 3, I'm having 10 features. Old 7, 3 new. Okay, now to create 3 new features again, what we need to do? We need to do plan, code, build, test, deploy, operate, and then monitor we need to do. So as we can see here, when the versions are increasing, this loop is going to be repeat. So not only for the Paytm application, guys, as we are using the number of applications, we are using the Phone Pay, Google Pay, okay, now Instagram, WhatsApp, Twitter. So even ChatGPT, DeepSeek are also handled by the DevOps team. Without DevOps team, there is no even single application in the market. Even YouTube, all are handled by the DevOps team. Okay, now here we can get to know that importance of DevOps. So online clear for all of you. Why DevOps has the never-ending process? So great. So after this, what we are having before DevOps. So let's say DevOps was come in the year of 2009. In which year? 2009 launch. Before 2009, if you want to create any application, if you want to release any application into the market, what type of methodologies they will use? Means, so the first methodology is going to be the waterfall methodology. What we are going to use? Waterfall methodology. So as we are moving from waterfall methodology to the DevOps methodology. So ultimately in waterfall methodology, there will be some drawbacks or not. Ultimately, we are having some drawbacks. So let us discuss about the drawbacks. So before going to start the drawbacks, let me give one scenario. So let's say this is me. I am at waterfalls. So now my water was started at here. After some time, my water was at here. Again, did my water will go up? No, ultimately no, right? So in the same manner, this is my waterfall model workflow. If I have failed in the verification part, I can't go back to the implementation phase. If I have failed in the implementation phase, I can't go back to the designing part. Let's say if I have failed in the designing phase one, I can't go back to the requirements. Okay, now we can't go back to the previous step in the waterfall methodology. Okay, now and also, so let's say to come to the verification part, it has been taken 1 hour. 1 year. How many time? 1 year. So totally we have wasted our time, right? We have wasted our time. And also this 1 year of time, we need to provide the salaries for our developers, right? So in the indirectly we have wasted our money as well. So here time waste as well as money waste. So the drawbacks that are present in waterfall methodology has been overcome in the SL method. What we are having next? SL methodology. So let us discuss about the SL methodology. So let's say this is my Paytm application. Okay. In my Paytm application, totally I am having 15 services. How many services we are having? 15 services. Let us split 5, 5, and then 5. So dividing the larger application into the parts and releasing them as a sprint is nothing but SL methodology. I'm repeating again. Dividing the larger application into the parts and releasing them as a sprint are nothing but SL methodology. So now, what is meant by sprint here? Sprint is nothing but a timeline. What is it? A timeline. And also, what about the drawbacks? So actually the thing is here, we can't go back to the previous step. So once we have moved to the previous step, automatically we can save our time, we can save our money, right? So the default feature that are present in SL methodology, we can go back to the previous step. If I have failed in the testing part, I can go back to the build phase. If I have failed in the build phase, I can go back to the designing part. This is the default feature that are present in SL methodology. So once I have moved to the previous step, automatically we can save our time, we can save our money. So all the drawbacks has been resolved in the SL methodology. So nowadays, all are using the SL methodology. Not all. So most of the people are also using the SL methodology. I am a DevOps engineer. In my project, I am using the SL methodology. So if you want to achieve the SL methodology, we need to know about the DevOps. Okay. So online training for all of you about the SL methodology. So then next, after SL methodology, what we are having? DevOps system. So now, DevOps was oriented in the year of 2008. But what I have said 2009. So actually DevOps was come in the year of 2009 only. So just orientation was happened in the year of 2008. Okay now. So originally it was discussion between the two people. Who are they? Patrick AWS as well as Andrew Clay. So what was the discussion means? So let's say once our application has been failed in the server level, there will be a lot of confusion between development team as well as operational team, right? So what if break this confusion? That was the discussion happened between Patrick AWS as well as Andrew Clay. Okay now. So in the year of 2009, they held a summit at Belgium. What if DevOps comes into the market? So after this summit, DevOps was introduced. The year of 2009. So the next. So after 2009, in the year of 2014, the annual state of DevOps report was published. So if DevOps has a birth certificate, then the father would be Patrick AWS. Who is the father here? Patrick AWS. Ultimately, inventor of DevOps. Who is he? Patrick AWS. So then next. So tools we used in the DevOps. What we are going to use means. So this is my development team or not. This is my development team. So this is my operational team. Okay now. So for the first, what we are having the plan. First stage plan. For the planning purpose, we are not going to use any tool here. Why we are not going to use any tool means because the discussion between the peoples, right? What type of application we are going to create, how many services we are going to be implement, what type of methodology we are going to use, how many developers we are going to be implement, what type of language we are going to use. So these all are the plan. For the planning purpose, we are not going to use any tool here. So once plan is done, after plan, what we are having? We are having the code. So at the end, who will write the code? Developer will write the. Who will write the code? Developer. So after writing the developer code, to save that code and to track that code, we are going to use Git and also GitHub and also Azure repos. So if you are AWS DevOps engineer, you are going to deal with Git, GitHub. If you are Azure DevOps engineer, you are going to deal with Git as well as Azure repos. So as we are learning both clouds, we are going to deal with Git, GitHub as well as Azure repos. I will tell you. So then next, after code, what we are having? So see here, we are using, I'm having Git. For the Git alternate tools, we are having the Subversion, Jira. So nowadays, no one is using Subversion as well as Jira. All are using Git, GitHub as well as Azure repos. So after code, what we are having? We are having the build. So to build my code, we are using Maven. So let's say your code was written in the Java. Your code was written in Java. So to build the Java code, we are having Maven. So let's say my code was written in the .NET. To build the .NET code, we are having MS Build. Like we are having the different build codes. I will tell. So let's say to build my code, we are having the Maven. So for the Maven alternate tools, we are having the Ant as well as Gradle. So these all are the old tools. All are using Maven. So in our class, we are going to learn about Maven. Also, I'm going to cover MSP. So the next, after build, what we are having? We are having the test. So at the end, who will do the testing? Developer will do the testing. So what type of tools they are going to use means Selenium, JUnit, so required tools they are going to use. So as we are a DevOps engineer, we are not going to learn any tools here. So then next, after test, what we are having? Deploy. So to deploy our code, we are having the number of tools, guys. We are having the Docker, we are having the Vagrant, Puppet, Chef, Stack, as well as Ansible. So these all are the tools that are available for deploying our code. But what we are going to learn means whatever the trending tool, whatever the booming tool, all are Docker as well as Ansible. So in our course, we are going to learn Docker as well as Ansible in very in-depth. Next. So after deploy, what we are having? We are having the operate, right? Now, what is meant by operate? I have said, to operate our code, we are going to learn about Docker as well as Ansible, and also most important tool, trending tool. Without this tool, there is no DevOps. Nothing but Kubernetes. What is it? Kubernetes. Nothing but K8 antaru. In our course, we are going to learn about the Kubernetes very in depth. So for the Docker as well as Kubernetes, we are going to spend up to 20 days. Okay, we are going to learn very in depth. So after operate, what we are having? We are having the monitor. So to monitor our infra, to monitor our servers as well as application, we are going to learn about Prometheus and Grafana. So what I have mentioned, ELK stack, NagUs. So these all are the old tools. If time permits, I am going to deliver ELK Splunk NagUs and also Prometheus and Grafana, which was the most important tool. All are using Prometheus and Grafana only. So we are going to learn about Prometheus and Grafana. So see here, this is my development team. This is my operational team. So to integrate these both teams, we are having Jenkins. For the Jenkins alternate tools, we are having Hudson, Bamboo. So nowadays, no one is using Hudson and Bamboo. So these all are the paid versions. We need to pay the money. So for the Jenkins, we don't want to pay any money here. Okay, na? So to integrate these both teams, we are going to use Jenkins. And also, we are going to learn about Azure CI/CD pipelines. So if you are AWS DevOps engineer, we are going to learn about Jenkins. If you are Azure DevOps engineer, we are going to work on Azure CI/CD pipelines. So I'm going to deliver both pipelines, how to write. So I'll clear for all of you what type of tools we are having and what we are going to learn. And also we are going to learn about the Terraform. Okay now. So in our session also we are going to learn about the Terraform and also SonarQube, Nexus. So we are having number of alternate tools. I will tell you. So I'll clear for all of you what type of tools we are having and what we are going to learn. And also before going to start about the DevOps, we are also going to learn about Linux. So without Linux, there is no DevOps. Linux is the base for DevOps. So see here, what is the workflow of our course means. So this is my DevOps logo, right? So see here. First, what is the first phase here? Plan, right? For the planning, we are not going to learn any tool. So after planning, what we are having? Code. So for the code, what I have said, what we are going to learn? GitHub as well as Azure repos. So the first class is about Git, GitHub and Azure repos. Before Linux, I mean after Linux only it is going to be covered. So next, after code, what we are having? Build. So to build our code, what we are going to learn? Maven as well as MS build. Okay, na? So after Git, GitHub, Azure repos, we are going to learn about Maven MS build. So then next, after build, we are having the release. So you can ignore the test part. Okay, to release our code, we are going to write the CI/CD pipelines. Okay, now. So after Maven as well as MS build, what we are going to learn? Which tool we are going to learn? To release our CI/CD pipelines, right? We are going to learn about Jenkins as well as Azure CI/CD pipelines. Okay. So after Azure CI/CD pipelines as well as Jenkins, what we are going to learn? What we are having actually? Deploy. To deploy our code, what we are going to learn? Docker as well as Ansible. Docker as well as Ansible and also Kubernetes. We are going to learn. So then next, after this, what we are having? Operate Kubernetes. Next, monitor. So to monitor our infrastructure, what we are going to learn? Prometheus and Grafana we are going to learn. సో మీరు ఎక్కడ ఏమి నేర్చుకున్నా కానీ ఇలా వర్క్ ఫ్లో అనేది ఫాలో అవ్వాలి. ఓకేనా? సో ఇక్కడ స్టేజెస్ ఉన్నాయి. ఈ స్టేజెస్ ని ఫాలో అవుతూనే ఆ స్టేజెస్ కి రిలేటెడ్ గా ఉన్న టూల్స్ నేర్చుకోవాలి. ఇప్పుడు నేను ఫస్ట్ గిట్ చెప్పాను, లాస్ట్ లో మీకు క్యూబర్నెటిస్, ఐ మీన్ ఫస్ట్ గిట్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత క్యూబర్నెటిస్. డజంట్ ఇట్ మేక్ ఎనీ సెన్స్? ఏమన్నా ఉంటుందా అలా? అలా కాదు. సో ఇక్కడ ఈ లోగోని ఫాలో అవుతూ ఆ లోగోకి రిప్రజెంట్ అయి ఉన్న టూల్స్ ఏవైతే ఉంటాయో వాటిని నేర్చుకోవాలి. సో ఇలా ఉంటుంది మన వర్క్. సో ఆన్లైన్ అర్థమైందా అండి? సో అర్థమైందో అరల్స్ మళ్ళీ రిపీట్ చేయాలి. So now if you have any doubts over the session, you can ask guys. Not only for the session, section గురించే కాదు, ఎనీ అదర్ డౌట్స్, ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే అడగచ్చు. సో బిఫోర్ గోయింగ్ టు ఎండ్ ద సెషన్, ఎలా అనిపించింది సెషన్? సో ఆన్లైన్
జీసీపీ కవర్ చేయాలి సార్ ఇందులో.
యా, జీసీపీ కూడా కవర్ చేస్తాం. సో ఐ హావ్ ఫర్గాటెడ్ దిస్ అబౌట్. సో వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు కవర్ ద జీసీపీ యాజ్. ఓకేనా? సో వన్స్ AWS, Azure and then GCP. ఇంకా ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా? సో ఈ సెషన్ అనే కాదు, ఎనీ కెరియర్ డౌట్స్ కానీ అబౌట్ ద కోర్స్ కంటెంట్, డ్యూరేషన్, యూ కెన్ ఆస్క్. సో ఆన్లైన్ ఎవరైనా తెలుగు రాని వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారా? ఫస్ట్ థింగ్, దేర్ ఎనీబడి లైక్ హూ డోంట్ నో ద తెలుగు? సో Ravi, yeah. So we will cover all this in the English only, no issue. So how was the session guys online? So offline, what about the menu? సో ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా అండి?
డ్యూరేషన్ ఎంత వరకు అండి?
సో డ్యూరేషన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి ద 3 months.
అంటే రేపటి నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే ఎప్పటికి కంప్లీట్ చేయగలరు మీరు?
సో మంది మార్చ్ కదా, ఏప్రిల్, మే,
అవును,
జూన్ 10 కల్లా.
జూన్ 10th అవుతుందా? ఓకే. టెరాఫార్మ్స్ ఇవన్నీ కవర్ చేస్తారు కదా మీరు?
యా, టెరాఫామ్ కూడా కంప్లీట్ అవుతుంది.
ఓకే.
సో ఫీజెస్, సో అబౌట్ ద ఫీ యూ కెన్ కాంటాక్ట్ ద అడ్మిన్ టీమ్.
Offline meetings కూడా available.
సారీ,
Offline.
యా ఆఫ్లైన్ కూడా ఉంది, వచ్చున్నారు స్టూడెంట్స్. యూ కెన్ కమ్ టు ద ఆఫ్లైన్.
Okay.
So see guys, so from the day 1 to till the end, this session is going to be like this only. This session is going to be the interactive only. సో మీకు అర్థమైతేనే నేను నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్ కి మూవ్ అవుతాను. సో నేను ఇక్కడ మీరు చూసుకున్నట్లయితే ఏ పేజ్ లో అయినా కానీ అర్థమైందా, రిపీట్ చేయాలా అని అడుగుతూనే ఉన్నాను. సో యాక్చువల్ గా దిస్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్లెక్సిబిలిటీ అనేది ఏ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్స్ లో కూడా ఉండవు. సో మీ మైక్స్ ని జస్ట్ వాళ్ళు మ్యూట్ చేసి పడేస్తారు, మీకు అన్మ్యూట్ ఆప్షన్ కూడా ఇవ్వరు. సో ఫ్రమ్ ద డే 1 నుంచి టిల్ ద ఎండ్ కూడా మీకు అన్మ్యూట్ ఆప్షన్ ఉంటుంది. యూ కెన్ ఆస్క్ ఎనీ టైమ్. ఓకేనా? మీకు అర్థమైతేనే నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్కి వెళ్తాం. హౌ వాజ్ ద కెరియర్? సో కెరియర్ అనేది సూపర్ ఉంటుందండి. సో ఇక్కడ మీరు చూసుకున్నట్లయితే డెవాప్స్ లోగో నేను ఇందాక ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశాను కదా. సో డెవాప్స్ లేకపోతే ఎటువంటి అప్లికేషనే లేదు మార్కెట్. సో కెరియర్ ఇంకా బూమ్ అవుతుంది. ఓకేనా? హౌ మెనీ ఫ్రెషర్స్ కి జాబ్స్, ఆల్సో how many demo classes? So we are going to provide four demo classes. So Ravi, totally we are going to provide 4 demo classes. Real-time projects. Totally we are going to cover 5 real-time. It's completely 100% 5 real-time class. I mean projects. Yeah, daily notes అనేది ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తాము. కావాలంటే ఇక్కడ మీరు చెక్ చేయొచ్చు. సో ఇది ప్రీవియస్ వాళ్ళది. సో మెటీరియల్స్ ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు ప్రొవైడ్ ద మెటీరియల్స్. ఓకేనా, మీరు క్లాస్లో రాయొద్దు. సో మీరు వీడియో చూస్తూ రాసుకోండి మీ నోట్స్, బట్ నేను ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తాను నోట్స్. ఓకేనా, నా నోట్స్ కన్నా మీరు ఓన్గా రాయడం బెటర్. యా, నెట్వర్కింగ్ మొత్తం కూడా లైక్ అజూర్ క్లౌడ్ లో కవర్ అయిపోతుంది. ఐ మీన్ AWS క్లౌడ్ లో కవర్ అవుతుంది, అజూర్ క్లౌడ్ లో కవర్ అవుతుంది. వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు కవర్ ద నెట్వర్కింగ్. సో నెట్వర్కింగ్ ఇస్ ద ఇంపార్టెంట్ వన్, రైట్?
సార్ అజూర్ లో కానీ AWS లో కానీ ఇంటర్నెట్ అంటే టాపిక్స్ ఏం కవర్ అయితే
Syllabus,
యూనిట్స్
yeah,
కవర్
I will provide the syllabus so you can get it from the admin team. So you will know that.
ఓకే సార్.
సో మీకు ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా ఆఫ్లైన్?
Can we get
Yeah.
the recording?
Sorry?
Can we get the recording?
Yeah, we are going to provide the recordings. Recordings. Yeah, daily ఇదే సేమ్ టైం.
After end of the session, we will get the recording, right?
Yeah, after session only you will get the recordings. Alternative doubts? So daily our session is going to be the 1 hour.
Certification related.
Yeah, AWS Cloud Partition and also Azure 900 we are going to be covered. And if you are interested, we are going to provide the certification.
Okay.
So all the recruiters are. So actually we are having the placement team. Okay, now our placement team has tied with some other companies like People Tech. We are having some other companies. Okay, now so you can get it the details from the admin team. Okay, now I'm not going to tell the company details here. So that's the reason you can get it from the placement team. Next. So ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా? క్లియరా? సో రేపు కూడా సేమ్ ఇదే టైంకి క్లాస్ ఉంటుంది. సో ట్రై టు జాయిన్ ఆల్.